Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to teach you how to solve simultaneous equations with two unknowns. So we start with the equations 1 and 2. And our goal is to solve for the values of x and y in each equation that makes the equation true. So we need to find x and y, which makes 3 times x plus 4 times y equal to 11, and 2 times x minus 5 times y equal to minus 4. So to begin, we can take the first equation and we can solve for x. We can see that if you bring the 4y to the right hand side of the equation and divide everything by 3, we end up with x is equal to 11 minus 4y divided by 3. Since 11 and minus 4y have the same common denominator, we can break up the fraction into two separate fractions. So now we have x is equal to 11 divided by 3 minus 4y divided by 3. Now we can take the value that we found for x and substitute it into the second equation. So you can see that I've essentially replaced the x term in the second equation by the x that we solved for with the first equation. We can simplify by multiplying out the brackets, and we can further simplify by multiplying everything by 3, which gets rid of the denominator in the first two fractions. Then, taking everything to one side, we're left with minus 23y is equal to minus 34. But we don't want to know what the value of minus 23y is. We want to know what the value of y is. So we divide both sides by minus 23. And by doing that, we end up with y is equal to 34 divided by 23. Now, if you're stuck on any of the algebra so far, you can go back to my previous videos. My videos on number systems will help you deal with different types of numbers, such as fractions. My videos on algebra will help you to deal with expressions with unknowns, such as x in them. So what we've done here is, we found x on its own in the first equation. By finding x on its own, we found an expression that only contains constants and y values. And the importance of finding x on its own is that when we take equation 2 and sub x in, we then have an expression which only contains y values, and we can then solve the expression to find y. So now that we've found y, we can sub y into any of the equations to find x. So taking equation 1, we can sub y in. We can then simplify this expression in the same way that we simplified the previous one by multiplying out the brackets. And then taking everything to one side, we end up with x is equal to 39 divided by 23. You can always use your calculator if it's allowed to simplify the expressions down. So by substituting in 11 minus 136 divided by 23, all divided by 3, your calculator will give you back 39 divided by 23. If your examiner is nice, they might give you nice values of y and x, such as 1 and 2. But it's good to get used to unusual numbers and expressions in case they do ever come up. If your answer does look strange, you can take the values of x and y that you found, and you can sub them back into each equation. And if the values of x and y that you found are correct, the left hand side should equal to the right hand side of both equations. And that's really it for this topic. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe and like the video if you liked it. And if you want to see more specific videos, check out my playlist section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.